Hello everybody and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to show you a Dollar Tree haul that I did several months ago before the prices started going up at Dollar Tree. So some of the items here that I paid $1.25 for are probably now $1.50. A lot of their storage stuff has gone up. But I think you still can get some very affordable items that can be useful in your art studio. So I can't wait to show you what I got. So let's get to it. I'm going to start showing you some storage solutions. So one of my favorite ones is this rotating organizer. This is in the bath section at the Dollar Tree. It rotates. It's going to hold a lot of your supplies, whether it be brushes, styluses, palette knives, scissors, rulers, markers, pens, whatever you have, it's going to hold it. Especially if you have limited space, this is a great item to have. I would recommend that you put a couple of pieces of cardboard in here and kind of make yourself a little rectangle. That gives you 3 sections in each compartment to store things, and it's going to help with if you don't have that compartment completely full with things leaning over this way and that. So that is just a good tip right there. If you need something very small and portable that you can take from place to place or room to room, and keep all your stuff contained, this is a very great option. Another option is just this 3-piece organizer right here. This one is incredibly nice. I have one of these currently on my desk. I have markers and I have my chalk pencils and I have my palette knives in one, and along with palette knives I have a pair of scissors and a ruler. So they'll hold plenty of things. You could get more than one of these and glue them back to back. You could get 3 or 4 and glue them end to end and make yourself a long storage container. If you have room for that, that would be great. I love the long storage options, and this is a really affordable way to make individual storage options for, especially for your brushes. If you want to put like your flat brushes here, your filbert brushes here, your angle brushes here, and keep them separated. This is a really great way to do that. Another storage option is this one, and let me take my pens and pencils out of it. It does not come pink. I did not have one that wasn't painted. I did paint this one with some stained glass paint. But at the Dollar Tree they are clear plastic. You don't need the lid. Toss the lid. They make a great pen or brush holder or tool holder, whatever you have. This one I keep on my desk and use it every day. Another item that they have that I absolutely love are these bottles. It comes in the set of 2 here, and you've got a misting bottle, which you know me, I have to have my misting bottle right at my paint table every time I paint, and spritz my palette with water. And then you've got this one here that you can put hand sanitizer in if you've got a stencil brush that you need to clean out because you're going to be reusing it soon in your project. You could put, if you mix up a large quantity of paint, if you're doing a large project, this would be a great bottle to store your paint in. It's just, or maybe your paint bottle got messed up and it won't seal right. Here's a new option to put your paint in, and isn't that the cutest thing ever? And you can see the color right through the bottle. But I love the flowers on these. I think to me, this was like the bargain of the day. I was so excited to see these bottles there. So that is a very helpful option for your studio. All right, we've got this brush holder. Now this is for makeup brushes. It's got suction cups on the back, so for me it suctions quite well right here on my silicone pad. So it's a very handy tool to have. You can keep your brushes here as you're working on your project, so it won't fit in that one. There are different size of spaces in through here. So you can do larger brushes and smaller brushes and even smaller brushes. But I'm not going there either. That's a fat little brush. You can keep them all right here nicely organized as you are painting. And if you are a designer that tries to remember what brushes you used, this is a good way to remember that, just by keeping your brushes here and the ones that you don't use off to the side. That way you will know exactly what brushes you use, and it does keep them very handy right there close to you, and no rolling off of your table or getting shoved underneath some papers or a paper towel or anything like that. This is going to be handy right there. And you could even section it right above your palette or below your palette or on your palette. So it's a great option to have. And on the same line as brushes, I found this makeup brush. It is a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. It's a very nice brush. It's super soft. Be good for a mop brush. It'd be good for stenciling snow or creating clouds. Okay, let's move on to some Q-tips here. These are super fun Q-tips. They say they are infused with rose oil. They do have a slight rose smell to them. So I think these would be good to have handy when you have some small areas that you need to clean up, or you're working on a small piece, and or you get something in your paint you want to get out. These are going to be handy to have at hand. Mine are over there on my pegboard, so every time I need one I have to get up and go over to the pegboard and get it. And I generally break mine in half, so I don't throw a whole Q-tip away. I can just use the half that I need. And it comes in a really cute container. I really like that container. Super cute. All right, another item here is the makeup sponges. And these are a lot of fun. These are super soft makeup sponges. I love how soft they are. These would be great for stippling in a background, or some small areas for this pointed part if you're stippling in a tight area. These are so soft. I think they'd be excellent stippling sponges. So you can stipple on like this. You can put paint on the 3 sides of it and have 3 edges on the edge in 3 places, and stipple your paint. That would be so good. And then of course this pops out, and so you could use this just for storage. Your styluses should fit in here. You can put erasers in it, cords for some of your computer or electronic components, whatever you need a cord for. But I love these sponges. They are so soft, and I think they're going to be a great asset to you in your paint studio. Okay, we're going to move on to some other items now, and this is pop dots. So these pop dots will come in handy for like if you do the busted canvas, like I just did a Dollar Tree busted canvas, and I used pop dots, so these would come in handy for doing that. Card making, anything you want to make dimensional on your artwork, you can use these pop dots for, and I like the fact that I could get them at the Dollar Tree. All right, I want to show you some different things that you can use to create the insides of your busted canvas. I've got one with a snowman and some trees, a Santa and some trees. These all came from the Dollar Tree. We've got a truck. Now anything that is already put together, you can cut apart. This glittery stuff on here, you can scrape that right off and not worry about that. Your pattern's on there, so you can get the painting. So you can combine several elements out of these 3 into a busted canvas. Would be so cute. Or just make a dimensional canvas that is not a busted canvas. That would be really cute as well. And I also found these little reindeer. They are on this stand, and I did put myself back up here so you could see me. I did cut this one off, because they'll cut off very easy just with a little cutting blade. So you could paint these and put these in a busted canvas or add dimension. You know, if you've created a fun little background with trees and stuff, you could paint this guy and pop him right on the canvas. So that's a very, very cute idea. One thing that I found that I thought was invaluable was this cutting mat from the Dollar Tree, and it's a self-healing cutting mat. So when you are doing a busted canvas, you want something like this so that you can, you know, cut that without worrying about cutting your counter. So, and you don't have to have great big ones that you have to store. So this is a nice convenient size right here. I really, really like this size. All right, let's move on to some other items that you could get at the Dollar Tree and use. These were just some handles. Now, we obviously wouldn't probably use the screws. We'd just use some E6000 and some super glue or some hot glue. But if you want to make like a wooden tray, you've got a big round plate, you've got a rectangle plate, a square plate, a square, just even a square surface, a canvas. You could do it with a canvas and create it and turn it into a tray by adding the handles on the top, and then you could get some wooden feet. The Dollar Tree did not have wooden feet. I'm sure you could get creative and use something else, but you can get little wooden things at the Hobby Lobby and use them for feet. But you can paint these up any color that you want, and this would make just a wonderful little decorative tray that you can set somewhere and put a candle on, make it a Christmas tray, and really decorate it up. Make one for each season. Just would be the cutest, most affordable thing ever. All right, let's move on to some surfaces. I want to bring this one in first because I love this surface. Again, if you wanted to pry it apart, you could and cut it apart, but I wouldn't. This is already painted. It's got the background on there. You are ready to add a design and just go to town. Or you could just paint these like acorns, you know. Put some fall words on there, a few fall mum or sunflower type flowers. That would be cute. So I loved this because it was painted and just ready for me to add a design on. So I just got this. They had this one and pumpkins, and I don't know if they had another option or not, but the acorns was the one that I really, really liked. So this I found at the Dollar Tree as well. Of course, all this stuff came from the Dollar Tree. I like this because I like this paper here, and I would probably leave that, but I would paint over this. Now you just need some good gray paint. Gray Sky in Americana, Deco Art Americana would work really well. A couple of coats on there with a 2-inch foam roller. Try not to get it out here on this, and it's ready to go. Paint it any color that you want, put any design on you want, but you could change this from a fall one to a Christmas one so easily, so easily. You could also just paint on the back side of it if you wanted. I'm sure you could pop that off and heat the paper and peel the paper off and you know, use it that way as well. Lots of options. And this one as well is a fall one. It is I like the idea of this, you know, because it's got the wood up here and the wood down here. So this would typically be like canvas or paper. So you could scrape all that glitter stuff off and put some gray paint over it. You could probably heat this paper and peel it off. I'd just paint over it and put a whole new design on it. You could make it look like weathered paper, which I'm already getting some ideas of something that I could do really cute for this. So that is an option right there. If you don't want to hang it up, you could take this off the back and paint this side, and you could have a double-sided cute little sign. I love that. Okay, I got one really big surface here. It's not going to fit underneath the camera shot because I don't have a zoom in and out for this particular camera, but it's, you know, a witch in her cauldron, and you could really jazz this up. You could decoupage on it. Decoupaging on it would be so cute, and then use some other elements to glue to it. Find some little frogs and, you know, things like that, that would spiders, that would make this so cute. It doesn't have to be hand painted, although you could hand paint it. I think decoupaging this and putting some other elements, dimensional elements on it would be so cute for this. So, and it is a good size surface here. Let's see if it has any measurements on it. It does not have any measurements on it, but it is definitely a good size. I'd say it's at least 18 inches tall, if not more, and a good, 13 or 14 inches across. So it's a good size surface. This surface, I loved this surface. You could leave it just like this and add more to it, which is a really cute idea. These things are just cardboard, so they will just pop off. This is just paper, so I'm sure you could heat it and peel it right off. And then put your own spin on the sign. You could just do the back side of it if you didn't want to mess with taking all of this off the front of it. You could just paint the back side. But this, I thought, was a very, very good surface. $1.25, and I mean, their stuff is not thick, but it's a great surface to paint on. It's MDF. MDF is one of the nicest surfaces to paint on. So grab that up. I've got one more surface I want to show you. I'll try to get it in camera because it's a big one. Not as big as that witch though. But this is a menu sign. It's got chalkboard on this side, but you could paint that with just regular paint. That would paint up so nice being a chalkboard. And then this side again, paint over it with some gray paint. Put your own design on it. You could make this unique to a function that you're having. You could do fall on one side, Christmas on the other, or summer and spring, or holidays like Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, whatever you want to do. But I think this is a very, very, very nice idea. This was in the $5 section, not the $1.25. It is a little bit more, but still for $5, it's wood. And it would make a great sign. I've got some ideas of what to do with it as well. All right, I've just got a few things left here that I want to show you. This is adhesive cork sheets. I didn't even know the Dollar Tree had adhesive cork sheets, so I was excited to find this. When I do coasters, I'm always sticking cork on the back of my coasters. My cork is a little bit thicker than this, but it's a great option for if you're needing some cork, and it's adhesive. I don't know how adhesive it is, so you may have to add a little bit of extra glue to it, some E6000 or something like that to help get it to bond well. And then I found these chalkboard stickers. I thought these were so interesting. I have a punch where I could punch out tags, and so if I had one of these containers, I could punch that tag out, paint on it whatever I want to paint on it, or write on it with chalk paint or with a chalk marker, and stick it right on my container. One like this you could fill up with goodies for a gift and put a bow on it, which would hold the lid on, and then you've got a cute little quick gift. That would be great for Valentine's Day to give to a grandkid. Fill it with some fun little candies and maybe a couple of fun little toys, and then wrap a bow around it, put your little chalk sticker on there, and you're good to go. So I really thought these would come in handy. And then the last two things that I found at the Dollar Tree, which I had never seen there before, were these pieces right here. Now for me, they are just shelf lining paper. What do they call it? They call it wallpaper, peel and stick, removable. I suppose you could use it for wallpaper in a pinch. Depends on how sticky it is. If it would adhere for a very long time, definitely wouldn't want to use it in a bathroom. But I love that it's wood grain. I can use this as a background on one of these surfaces that I just showed you, and make something really cool. This would be great for ornaments to put as the backdrop on your ornament to paint on top of. And I have done that with scrapbooking paper that is very similar to this, but I loved finding these little wallpaper or shelf liner pieces is what I call it. But they were very, very, very cool. I really loved them. Okay, so I think that is all that we are going to do. So let me see if I can get the right camera up. There we go. The right camera came up. Whoa, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. So, all right, you guys, that is it on this one. I hope that I showed you some useful tools that you can use in your art area, whatever you're doing, and some creative pieces that you can transform into something amazing for your home. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please be sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, please leave a comment, and please share. I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye-bye.